Hello and welcome to Down the Track. This is the first episode covering the Asia Cup here in the United Arab Emirates. I'm actually in Dubai at the moment, and we'll be going tomorrow for the first game between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. It's going to be an exciting tournament. All teams are looking good and well prepared. I think the teams, I wouldn't say the equally balanced, but I think any team can upset the other if they play to their potential on the match day. For me, the favourites in this tournament would be Pakistan. Just not only for the fact that they've won the Champions Trophy last year, but they look like the most balanced side in terms of batting, bowling and fielding. They have experienced batsmen in their middle order in Shoaib Malik, Babar Azam and Sarfaraz Ahmed. They will stabilize the innings where required and pick those singles, pick the gaps and keep rotating the strike. And they have the likes of Fakhar Zaman and Asif Ali who can hit the big shots. Fakhar Zaman was absolutely sensational in the Champions Trophy final, and he's had a really good year thus far, scoring a double hundred against Zimbabwe, and he's now he has the highest score for an individual by playing for Pakistan. So he's there. Fakhar Zaman, I think he improves the Pakistan batting lineup. He gives them that edge which they didn't have before in the last few years. Pakistan didn't have that cutting edge with the batting, but Fakhar Zaman brings that. He has to be consistent again against some good quality bowling, especially quality spin bowling. So it'll be interesting to see. The only thing I'm surprised about Pakistan is that they haven't played they're only playing with one out-and-out spinner, which is Shadab Khan. He's a sensational bowler. He's absolutely brilliant. He had a good Champions Trophy. He's had a good couple of years. He's played in the CPL. He's played in the PSL. He's proved himself. He's a really good leg spinner. He's difficult to pick. And he can bat as well, and he gives it all in the field. So he's like turning out to be an all-rounder for Pakistan actually, and he's one guy who will give it 100% in every game. So that's one good thing. But then he doesn't have another spinner to back him up. There is Mohammad Nawaz who's going to play as the all-rounder. He's the left-arm spinner, but on these kind of Dubai pitches and Abu Dhabi pitches, you expect the ball to turn a bit more. It's going to be a bit slower, more difficult for the batsman to hit the slower bowler. So I was thinking that Pakistan should go with two and out spinners, at least have one backup in the squad, even if he's not going to play. But in the squad there's only Shadab Khan as the main spinner, so that means Mohammad Nawaz is going to play, and they're going to go with a full seam attack. I think Shoaib Malik will contribute with the ball. They don't have Hafiz, which is very surprising. I think Hafiz should have been in the squad. He's a really good player, experienced. He plays well against India. He has a calm head on his shoulders, and he can bowl now as well, and he can give you those few overs here and there in the middle overs. So Hafiz will be missed. Shan Masood, I'm not sure about him, but let's see how it goes for them. I think Pakistan, they do look the side to beat in this tournament. It's going to be I think their biggest weapon is their pace attack. They have Mohammad Amir, Hassan Ali. You know how potent they can be. They're dangerous when they get going. The conditions are a bit different, but these guys have played in Dubai and Abu Dhabi for a long time, and so they'll know how to utilize these conditions to their advantage. And then they have Fahim Ashraf to back them up. They have Junaid Khan in the squad. They have Shaheen Afridi. They have Usman Khan. So they have a lot of options in the bowling attack, especially in the fast bowling department. And so it'll be interesting to see which pace attack they go with, but whatever they go with, it's going to be tough for the opposition batsmen. So for me, Pakistan are favourites. For the dark horses of the tournament, I'm going with Afghanistan. They're an exciting team. They have a world-class spinner in Rashid Khan. They have really good spinners in Mohammad Nabi and Mujib Zardan. I think Mujib is only 17 or 18 years old, and he's already been a sensation in the IPL. These three bowlers have tormented a lot of sides. Ireland, for example, in the previous series have played. They played Afghanistan and they lost. So their bowling attack looks the part of Afghanistan. Their batting is kind of suspect, especially in the 50-over format. T20, if they got a really good start up front, they can dismantle the opposition. But their batting, I'm not sure if they have a batsman who can bat 50 overs. They have Asghar Stanikzai, they have Mohammad Shahzad who can hit the ball, the wicketkeeper who comes in opening and smashes to all parts. But I don't know if they have the batsman who can play the 50 overs. If they do bat the 50 overs and score around 250 to 300 runs, then I think easily Afghanistan have a very good chance. It'll be hit and miss, I think, with them. I have a lot of expectations for them, but they could also not perform against Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. They could have 2 bad days and they're out of the tournament. So it's going to be important that they start well and that their batting contribute as well as their bowling. And if their batting can contribute, that takes a little bit pressure off, like the likes of Rashid Khan and Mujib. So yeah, that's Afghanistan, Pakistan covered. Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, these two teams have been fluctuating in the last couple of years. Sri Lanka are nowhere near the team that they were 6 to 10 years back. They don't have the likes of Sangakkara, Javadine, Malinga, Chamindavas, De Silva. Those players haven't come. They don't have those level of players right now, but they're a young team. They will learn. They have experience. Matthews captaining them. They have a few good batsmen in Mendes and Pereira, and they have I think, who is it? They have Upul Taranga. He's an experienced batsman, and Malinga is back in the squad. Yeah, that's it. Malinga. That is a surprise. He played in the Canada Global T20, but I didn't expect him to play an international game again. He was coaching in the IPL. He wasn't even playing. So it's very interesting to see how Malinga is going to play. Will he be fit enough? Will he be able to bowl at the pace that he used to? That's going to be very interesting. But yeah, Sri Lanka. I don't fancy their chances, but you never know with Sri Lanka. If they on their day they can beat any team. They beat Pakistan last year in the Test series 2-0, but then they lost every single ODI game. So with Sri Lanka, it's very unpredictable now. Bangladesh, again, they're also very unpredictable. They have some excellent players in Tamim Iqbal, Saqib Al Hasan, Mustafizur Rahman, Mushfiqur Rahim, Mahmudullah. These guys are really good players. They're very good international players. But Bangladesh have some issue either with their, I don't know if it's their attitude or just they get too nervous when tight situations, and that doesn't allow them to cross the line. You saw in the Nidas Trophy in February, they were playing against India in the final, weekend Indian side, and they were in the driver's seat, Bangladesh, and they had to defend 30 runs in 2 overs, and they couldn't. Last ball went for 6 and they lost. So they're getting there. They have the team. They have some quality players, but they need that extra calmness and composure to get across the line and win the game. And I won't count Bangladesh out, but they are unpredictable. They need to be a bit more composed. They need to hold their nerve in these kind of in tough situations. So yeah, that's for Bangladesh for me. Moving on to Hong Kong, I don't think Hong Kong have a great chance. It's a great achievement that they've come to this far. They beat some competitive teams in Oman and UAE. I think that's excellent for the country of Hong Kong, and it's good to see that they're going to have ODI status in this tournament, and it'll be fun to watch them. They're going to be an exciting team, I'm sure, but it'll be difficult to go from one stage and straight into the India-Pakistan group, two teams who are extremely experienced, and I think it's going to be very difficult for Hong Kong. It'll take a huge miracle for them to beat one of these teams. If they do, then kudos to them, but I find that difficult. I think for them it'll be about enjoying the moment and enjoying the experience of playing in the Asia Cup, playing against the likes of India, Pakistan, playing against the likes of Mohammad Amir, Rohit Sharma, Kuldeep Yadav, Shadab Khan. I think that will be something for Hong Kong to cherish, and they'll take it further forward for them in the future. And the more they learn, the better for them, and I'm sure they'll be a better team next time around, but this time it looks a bit difficult. The last team I want to look at is India. India normally are favorites in every tournament they go to these days, but I just don't think they can. They're favorites in this tournament. They can win. It's not like they can't win. I expect them to reach the finals at least. But the only problem, the problem I have with India is not Virat Kohli is not playing. That's a huge loss, 100%. But that's not the reason. I think they'll lose. With Kohli, of course, they would have a way better chance to win. But even they probably would. They probably could have won the Asia Cup with Kohli. But even with or without him, they have a very suspect middle order. Very suspect, and this is going to cost them not only in this tournament. It's going to cost them in the World Cup if they don't fix it. You've seen a lot of chop chopping and changing in the middle order for India in the past few years. Rahane has played, Shreyas Iyer has played in the middle, Manish Pandey has played, and now they've gotten Ambati Raidu back after a few years. So a lot of people have played in the middle order, but they haven't performed for India, and they keep chopping and changing. They had a rough test series and they lost the ODI series as well in England, and that middle order is going to be tested because India are no longer that team who used to play spin bowling really well, like the likes of Dravid, Azharuddin, Tendulkar and Ganguly. These middle order batsmen are way more suspect to the spinning ball, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play the likes of Shadab Khan and Rashid Khan. I'll be interested to see how they play them, and I think in the bowling department, India is sorted. The bowling lineup picks themselves. I think Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar Kumar will open the bowling. Hardik Pandya will play as the third seamer, just because he gets that balance. He can bat as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Hardik Pandya, but I think in the shorter format, he's the best option we have in terms of hard hitting from this squad. I'm sure there are more players that India should have picked, like the likes of Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer. They do pack the punch, and they should have been selected for this tournament. But from this squad, I think Hardik Pandya will play. He'll be the third seamer, and he can tonk the ball in the middle to end overs. And for the two spinners, it'll be Kuldeep Yadav and Chahal. I expect both of them to play every game unless conditions say otherwise, but I think they will both play, and it'll be very interesting to see how the Pakistani players play these two spinners. Remember, they weren't there in the Champions Trophy final. They were playing Ashwin and Jadeja, not Kuldeep Yadav and Chahal. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play these two spinners. If the opposition don't pick these two spinners early on, then it's going to be a good tournament for India. But yes, the middle order is an issue. Top order, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan and Rahul one down. I would even put Rohit Sharma one down and open with Rahul, but that might not happen. But I think the top three, they're set even without Kohli. Rahul, if he has a good tournament, he can go really far. We saw his 140 against England in the last test. He has all the shots. I just hope he plays spin well, and if he does and he gets going, then Rahul will be a very dangerous player. Virat Kohli will be missed not only for his batting but also for his captaincy and for his charisma. He brings that extra added attention to the game, especially India-Pakistan game, and a lot of people here in Dubai I've spoken to, they really are sad that he's not playing, but it's still a very strong Indian side. I'm just worried about the middle order. If they can improve and bat well, then this tournament is wide open. Anybody can win it. But I'll keep you updated on down the track. Please follow us on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, Muslim Machine. And for the latest updates from here in Dubai, I'll be going to Abu Dhabi as well for a few games. And if there's any questions, please post them on our website, on our YouTube comments page as well. And hope to speak to you soon. I'll be posting as much as I can and keep updating you. And if you have any questions, again, please let me know. And hopefully it's going to be a very exciting tournament. Can't wait for it, especially the India-Pakistan encounter. I think just to round it up, I think from the Group A, I think India-Pakistan will qualify for the Super 4, and from Group B, I think I'm going with Afghanistan and let's say Afghanistan and Sri Lanka. It's between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. I'll go with Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, going from that group. But that group is more open. It's more tough to choose. The India-Pakistan group, it speaks for itself. I think those two will Asian stalwarts will go through for sure. It's an interesting format because it'll be a Super 4. It won't be straight semi-finals. So the most consistent team will two most consistent teams in the tournament will reach the final. So they have to hit the ground running and win every game in this tournament. You lose a game or two and you're out of the tournament. So it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait. We'll keep you updated. Please join us again on Down the Track. This is Mustafa Ismail signing off. Thank you very much and have a good night.